Wait till you hear about Amanda's dream. Wait till you hear about Amanda's dream.
I got some crazy ones, but that's not what we're here to talk about.
No, that's
But
good.
did it keep you? Did it keep you in? Did it hook you in? All right, let's talk about some stuff, some real estate,
That's what we
and
do.
not real estate.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope everyone had a great Easter.
Yeah, we did.
For those that celebrate,
Our family was all in this house right here
Yeah.
behind us in this living room.
we had a great day.
17 of us.
Great day. Really nice weather.
Yeah.
Good Easter weekend.
Now we're back at it.
So we had last week a couple of kid things, a band concert. So we're starting that time of year where, everybody's starting to wrap things up.
All the school activities happened within a 6-week or less
Or
period.
less, yeah. So Henry had his spring band concert. So that was nice.
Yeah, we got an invitation to Hazel's upcoming play and awards day
Apparently she has a line.
that she's supposed to sing. One line.
She's excited about that,
Yeah,
I think.
I'm excited for her.
She tried out for it, or a
Auditioned,
audition. And then we had some normal, I say normal, I mean normal for us, right? Like showed some houses,
Had an
inspection review, dealt with some houses that are already under contract, issues, keeping them going, not issues, but just moving them along.
Some going faster than others. Well, we talk about that for sure. But yeah, so we're doing normal house stuff and also showing houses to clients, which we did last week.
Yeah, looked at several. I was trying to think if there are any that we hadn't seen, but I think we'd actually.
Of the ones we looked at last week, the one in Hunter's Ridge was new. We had not seen that one before.
That's right, all in Clinton, and there's some good options out there for people.
Yeah.
Like new construction, older
Existing.
things, existing, and so yeah.
It's always interesting what different buyers want.
I love it. I love the psychology of people's home buying process.
Because we could walk into a house and immediately be like, yes, or no. And that's not the take that all buyers have. In fact, the specific ones that I'm thinking of right now, I think their driving decision was how close it was to a public park.
Yeah. And so it's great when you have something to narrow the search, because it's really hard when the search is broad. And it's like, we could live anywhere or anything, but when somebody has a location, or they want to, I guess location is,
it really helps,
or type of home, certain like
anchor the search.
Anchor the search. And then, especially if they're patient and they know what they want and what's important to them, then it really helps hone that search. And then it's just about being patient and waiting for the right thing. So I like it when people have an area or like a specific type of home or something about a home that they want, because it's real hard to narrow it down when the sky's the limit. We can do it, and we've done it before.
Yeah, when geography doesn't matter, or type of house doesn't matter, or budget doesn't matter, and when those things are not driving factors, you can flounder for a while.
Yeah. So it helps us.
Yeah.
And it helps the
buyers.
buyers too. It does.
Yeah.
Okay, so we wanted to talk about a little bit about something that we have dealt with recently. I mean, anytime a house is going to be listed, this conversation comes up. But I don't know if it's a trend yet, but it feels like something that people are doing.
It's a recurring conversation that I keep having with sellers. And ultimately, we always have this conversation with sellers that we have to say, look, you're the boss.
We work for you.
We work for you, and if you want to list at a certain point, we can either decide as independent business owners to work with you or not work with you. If it's just an egregiously overpriced house, it's not worth anybody's time for us to list that house. However, we occasionally have sellers who their mentality is, when we give them our price opinion based on all the data, they don't disagree necessarily with that price opinion. Sometimes they might, because there's an emotional attachment to a house, and everybody thinks their house is worth more. They want it to be worth more than it is. But some of the thinking now, they're trying to outthink themselves or the market. And when we come with a price opinion, we think this is going to be the price that we think is going to be best situate your house in the market so that it gets attention immediately and it gives your house the best chance of selling as quickly as possible. Overpricing a house is bad. It's bad for you, because ultimately what normally happens is the house sits longer than it should because people see an overpriced house. The days on market start to accrue.
And then people start making all kind of assumptions that something's wrong with the house. Can there be something wrong with the house?
Could be.
It could be.
What's wrong with it? It's overpriced.
A lot of times. And that is, once that days on market starts creeping up and that mindset is set, then it's really hard to get people to think past that.
And so what sellers are saying to me when I give them a price opinion is, well, I agree with that, and I would love to get that for the house. However, let's bump it up X% so that we have room to negotiate. And I understand that from a logical standpoint. You want to give somebody the impression that they're getting a deal, and some people
love a deal.
They need that win sometimes. But you might be causing yourself problems with overpricing it due to those factors we just talked about.
Yeah, and pricing it right means it's going to move faster, which is going to save you money in the long run.
Yeah, less holding costs, less time on days on market results in a higher selling price. And we're not in a market like we were where people fight over houses and promise firstborns for that. But when you have it priced competitively, you do have more of a chance that multiple people will make offers, and that's always going to net you a better offer. So listen to the experts, the people who do this all day, every day. And
yeah, it can be difficult because, we like working and we like listing homes, but also we want to provide a service to people, and part of that, our knowledge.
Yeah.
And I remember we had a conversation with someone who we did not know. I think it was a referral of some sort. And we went and met with the man and his wife. And he had lofty ambitions of what he wanted to get for his home. And I just told him, I said, look, if you want to list your house for, I don't remember how much over he was than what we suggested. It was significant enough that I commented and I said, if you want to list that much, we may not be the people for you, because he's not taking our advice. And again, it's not like you have to listen to us at all costs, but we do bring knowledge to the table that a lot of sellers don't have. And so sometimes we have to have those conversations, those difficult conversations, and say, maybe we're not the right fit, and that's okay. But we do like it when people listen.
Well, and also what we also know to be true is it's hard to underprice a house, because if you are underpricing it, people are going to flock to that real quickly to get a deal.
That's true.
And so that naturally is going to cause the price to raise as people start competing. So, I mean, we don't ever strive to do that. Some people, that's their strategy. They'll put it $25,000 under list price to try to drive demand, and then not accept a full price offer because they know they've underpriced it. That seems deceptive to me, but that's some people's strategy, and that's not what we aim to do. We want to shoot straight with our sellers.
Yeah.
We want to present something to the market that is fairly priced.
And set expectations. I mean, there's nothing worse than a disappointed seller.
Yes.
But I think one thing that we have done is, if somebody wants to price over the suggested price, is we say, okay, and let's talk about what our strategy is if it's still listed in a week. If there's no showings, still on the market, we need to talk price reduction.
And sometimes you even write that into the listing group and say, hey, if after 10 days on market, it doesn't get X number of showings, we're going to automatically reduce it to this price point. And just to, so one, there's no second guessing that. It happens and you already have it in place and you can make the adjustment quickly. And they know that you're willing to listen to them and do what they've asked you to do, but also present their property in a way that makes it competitive. So listen to us. Because honestly, really, the only reason that you would take as a listing agent, somebody who's willing to take an overpriced listing is for one thing, and that's to try to get your sign in the yard and get buyers that you're going to work with to sell them another house. So that's, if somebody says, you know, well, they said they would list it for that much, that's because they're just trying to get business elsewhere. They either...
They know that price is going to have to come down.
Yeah, and they're willing to play a long game maybe, but it's not in your best interest to overprice it.
That's right. List it right. Sell it
quick.
fast.
Yeah.
Oh, I said fast.
I said quick.
List it right.
Sell it
quickly. All right.
See you next week.
Bye.